when electricity is passed through any device or something, you know that there are certain kind of effects what an electricity can produce. So these are few effects that is produced as a result of electricity, that is the heating effect, magnetic effect, mechanical effect and chemical effect. Now we are going to study about them, that what energy get converted into what when we, and what is the reason that we get to see these kind of effects. So the first effect we are discussing is the heating effect. So what happened, suppose we have a wire like this, suppose this is my wire or a conductor. Now what happened, when we know that in a wire, like a substance is a good conductor because it has free electrons, and a substance is a poor conductor because it does not have free mobile electrons. So this is a conductor, as I told you, suppose this is a conductor, right. So that means it must be possessing free mobile electrons. It must be possessing free mobile electrons, because those electrons are making it as a conductor. So what happened, these are the electrons, right, which are present in the wire, and as I told you, they are free to move, they are mobile. Mobile means they can move. So when they move, what happened, when they move, they collide among themselves, and also with the inner wall of the wire. So what happens, when they collide among themselves or with the inner wall of wire, what happened, they produce heat. So that means whenever an electricity is passed through any wire, we know that electricity means the flow of electrons, and when the electrons will flow, they will just collide with them, among themselves and also with the inner wall of the wire, and as a result, due to the collision, that means when two bodies are just collide with each other, as a result the heat is produced. So we can say that electricity or electric current can produce heating effect, and you know that this heating effect enable us to use certain devices like heaters, microwaves, and the ovens and all, and also the electric iron. What happened, like whenever you pass, suppose you take an electric iron, we use electric iron for ironing clothes, you know that, right? So when we pass electricity through it, what happened? The element present in it gets heated up, and when a large amount of current is passed, the element gets heated up to a large extent that makes the base of the iron also, due to which the base of the iron also gets hot, and that base is just used to iron the clothes. So that means there also the electricity, because we passed electricity, so as a result of electricity the heating effect is produced, the element gets heated up, and that heat just transferred to the base of the iron, and that is why we are able to iron clothes. So on the same principle, the electric heaters, the toasters, the bulb, they all are working just because the electricity can convert into a heat energy, or we can say electricity can produce an heating effect, right. So this is what is the heating effect. Second effect which is produced by current is the magnetic effect. Now how can we notice this magnetic effect? See, suppose I say I have a coil, this is a coil, and what I do is I just wrap this coil with a copper wire. And I connect it to a battery. Whenever I am putting these two lines, this indicate that this is a battery, and this two lines indicate cell. When I repeat two cells, it becomes battery. Two or more can be battery actually. So what happened, when I pass current through it, I see that, suppose I pass current through this and I keep the magnetic needle parallel to it. This is my magnetic needle, and what I did is I just passed an electric current, and there is a magnetic needle present here. So what I see that when an electric current is passed through this wire, as we know copper is a good conductor, so I am just passing the current, and current is being passed through a copper wire, and what we see that when the current gets passed, this needles actually show a deflection. And as we all know that magnetic needle show a deflection only when there is a magnetic field. So this deflection just proves that there is a magnetic field whenever the current is passed through a conductor. Though the strength of the magnetic field may be not so strong, but still it is there. That is why the magnetic needle is showing deflection. And you know that whenever we use soft iron core, and wrap with a copper wire, and we connect it to a battery. So what happens, as long as the current is flowing, it will behave as a magnet. That means it can even attract certain iron pieces towards itself. But as soon as the current is switched off, that its magnetism is lost. So that means it becomes a temporary magnet, or we say it becomes a electromagnet. It becomes an electromagnet. So there you can actually prove that electricity can produce magnetic effect. As I told you that when we pass current, it was surely indicated by the deflection of the magnetic needle that yes, because when the battery was switched off, when the current was switched off, nothing happened. But as soon as we switched on the current, there was a deflection in the magnetic needle, proving that whenever a current is passed through a wire and there is a magnetic needle present near to it, then it shows deflection, showing that electricity give rise to magnetism. So that means electricity can produce magnetic effect. This I have shown you that suppose if you take a soft iron core wrapped with a copper wire and you pass an electric current, there also the electricity produce magnetic effect. And you know that the strength of the magnetic field is such strong that it can even attract certain iron pieces toward itself. It can attract only up to the time when the current is switched on, but as soon we'll switch off the current, the magnetism is lost. So that kind of substance is called as temporary magnet or an electromagnet. That means a device which start behaving as a magnet when current is passed, but as soon as the current is switched off, magnetism is lost. So this is what is a electromagnet. Now if you instead of soft iron core, if you replace it with steel and you pass current, then also it will start behaving as a magnet. It could attract certain things towards itself, but when you switch off the current, its magnetism is still there. So that means it becomes a permanent magnet. So if somebody asks you about magnetic effect, so just clearly say that take a coil, wrap a copper wire, place a magnetic needle, and when you switch off the current, there is a deflection proving that it produces a magnetic effect. And if somebody asks you about to differentiate between temporary or a permanent magnet, then just repeat this, that is copper wire wound on a soft iron core giving rise to a temporary magnet. That means it could attract pieces only when there is a flow of current. And a permanent magnet, when you have steel copper wire wound on it, then the magnetism is it becomes a permanent magnet. It could continue to show its magnetism when you switch off the current then also, right. So this is what is a temporary or a permanent magnet, and where they are used, actually they are used in belts and all, they are used there, right. Now they can also produce a mechanical effect. So that means here we need to study that electricity can give rise to a mechanical effect or it can produce motion. Suppose you have a coil placed between poles of magnet. There is a coil which is placed between poles of magnet and you pass current through it, and that coil is actually free to rotate. I am repeating again, listen to me carefully. Suppose I have a coil placed between poles of magnet, right? A coil placed between poles of magnet. Secondly, that coil is free to rotate. It can rotate. Third, what happened? We pass electric current, and what we see that when we pass electric current, the coil just rotates, showing that the electricity can give rise to a mechanical effect also. This kind of thing is used in toys, trains, toys like trains, electric fans, they are used there. There the electric current can give rise to a mechanical effect. Fourth effect of current is a chemical effect. Now, what is the chemical effect? If we state an example of chemical effect, there the electric energy get transforms into a chemical energy. Electric energy get transforms to a chemical energy. Suppose I have a chemical like AgNO3, not for all the chemicals. It is applicable only, means it is chemical, it is applicable to a large number of chemicals, but still there are few exceptions which do not show such kind of phenomena, right. So I am taking an example of silver nitrate. Silver nitrate. The formula for it is AgNO3. The formula for it is AgNO3. I pass current, I have an electrode, because we always need an electrode to pass a current, and here I have a battery. Battery, electrodes, and this is the solution of the chemical, that is AgNO3. Now what happened, when I pass current through AgNO3, what happened, this solution breaks up into a smaller particles, and what are those smaller particles? They are ions. They are ions. So initially they were present as AgNO3, but when we pass electric current, it dissociates into Ag positive, NO3 negative. This you will learn in your senior classes. But so if whether it is positive or negative charge, what we call them as? We call them as ions. This you must have learned in chemistry also. So they break up into ions. That means the more smaller particles called as ions. So this is the chemical effect. So here what happened, we passed electric current, and that electric current just dissociated AgNO3 into the smaller particles, that is ions. And this phenomena is actually used in case of, or you can say it is called as electrolysis. It is called as electrolysis. So what is that? Electrolysis is a process in which substance breaks up into ions. Substance breaks up into ions when electric current or electricity is passed through it. When electricity is passed through it. So it is shown by, this phenomena is shown by electrolytes. And what are electrolytes? They are mostly acid, bases, aqueous solution of acid or bases, or you can say when acid or bases are present in a molten state. Right. So this is what is the electrolysis. So here we prove that this is a chemical effect of current, and you know that this electrolysis is used for electroplating. This is the common example. What is electroplating? Suppose you have any iron article. You know that iron articles are prone to rusting. Iron articles are very prone to rusting. That means with passage of time, a small flaky layer, rust color layer gets deposited on it, right. So if you need to prevent that rusting, what we can do is we can actually electroplate the article. Electroplate makes the article resistant to corrosion as well as electroplating is used to you can say provide a special appearance to an article, just to improve its properties, to make it more attractive. So what happened when you electroplate, that means when you suppose you have an iron article which is resistant to corrosion, you need to prevent it from corrosion. So suppose we deposit a copper layer on it, right. So depositing of copper layer on an iron article in order to prevent corrosion occurs, or you can say it is based on electrolysis. And electrolysis is we have seen that it is a chemical effect of electric current. So this is how you are going to explain it, and for your better understanding I will just explain an electroplating phenomena here, but it is not included in your syllabus. So if you get little bit confused, because it will include certain kind of chemical reactions also. So don't get confused, it is not there, you just need to draw a figure, that's it, and you should know that it is based on a chemical effect, but still I am just putting a topic there so that you can understand in a better way. So just look for the electroplating now.